Hi, I'm Candy, and today I'm going to share with you an awesome free summer dress sewing pattern, the Orla by French Navy. So at the start of this month I was reading one of my favourite bloggers, Maker Style, and I saw that she'd collaborated with a bunch of other awesome bloggers to host An Orla Affair. This is an online event where they encourage sewists from all over the world to make up this free summer dress sewing pattern. This dress is a really great basic block which is ripe for modification, so it was really cool to see the different takes that a lot of people had on this dress. Now, I love a free pattern, and everything else that I've made this month has been kind of labor intensive. There was a lot of modification, a lot of fit issues, and some self-drafting, so I was really looking for something that was fast and easy to make up to get my sojo back again. As always, I used a lightweight cotton by Cosmo Textiles for this dress. I cannot get enough of their prints. I'm finding every time I go shopping, I come home and, having not intended it, everything that I've bought has been by Cosmo Textiles. There's a lot of really great fabric designers here in Japan, but I guess theirs is the cutesy stuff that I tend to gravitate towards. So when I was looking at the sizing for this pattern, my bust and my waist fell into two different size brackets. My waist was a full size and a half smaller than my bust. However, I thought because of the loose fit of the bodice that this probably wouldn't be too much of an issue, and I think I got away with it without a full bust adjustment. To be honest, I was a little nervous about the loose fit of the bodice, but having sewn it up, it is actually super comfortable for summer, and it's really nice not to have so much pressure around your torso from like a tight waistband or something like that. I'm all about the midi length at the moment, so I did add about 15 centimeters to the bottom of the hem to make it kind of mid-calf length. I also added the ribbon trim on the sleeves to kind of break up the really busy print. I went with kind of a wider stripe to give it more of a sporty Adidas look rather than like a cutesy sailor look. And I am considering doing the same thing on the bottom of the skirt hem as well. Please let me know what you think about that, whether it will be too much or too busy, or if it would help to break up the print. So all in all, this is a really straightforward pattern. The only issues that I had were entirely my fault. So the first problem was I haven't used a PDF pattern in a while, and I totally forgot about tester squares. So I printed the whole 30-something pages at work, and I took it home and I was taping it together, and I had it all laid out when I got to the page with the tester square on it. And I finally got out my ruler and measured it, and it was almost a centimeter bigger than it is supposed to be. Now, I had a really limited amount of free time to sew this month, and I really didn't want to have to go back to work and print it again and come back and do the whole thing again. So I decided I was just going to make it work. So I sized down a full size from what I should have been according to the measurements, and overall the fit is actually okay. The difference is I think my bodice is a little longer than what I've seen other people's have been, and my neckline is a little wider. But actually I'm really pleased with the fit of this, and I don't think I'm going to reprint it again next time. Partially because I'm already really happy with the fit, and also because the printer that I'm using is all in Japanese, so the printer settings for changing the scale are quite complicated, and I don't really want to struggle with it. I'd really rather just change the fit myself. The second issue I had was when I was putting together the bodice, and it got to the point where it came to attach the sleeve, and I realized that I hadn't cut the sleeve. I thought that I'd done really well to get the bodice and a longer skirt out of 150 centimeters of quite narrow fabric. It was narrower than the pattern recommended, and I was feeling really pleased with myself when I realized that I hadn't cut the sleeve at all. And I actually already have a sleeveless dress covered in ice cream, so it seems really redundant to have a very similar dress in my wardrobe. I was super determined that this dress must have sleeves. So I got all of my fabric scraps and pieced together the sleeve pieces from scraps. This means that it does look a little bit Frankenstein-like on the inside, but on the outside I managed to cover the extra seams with just the ribbon trim here. And that's something I was planning on doing anyway, so no harm in the end. So if I had two tips for you when making this pattern, the first one would be to go through the PDF and make sure you print this page first and measure it and make sure that your settings on your printer are correct. And secondly, this particular pattern has a 1 centimeter seam allowance, and I know a lot of people are most used to sewing with 1.5 centimeters. So to make sure that you don't forget, I would recommend putting a piece of masking tape alongside your presser foot at the correct seam allowance. So this is really a great basic dress, and it's a free pattern, so you've got nothing to lose. I will leave the direct link for the pattern in the description box below, as well as all of the bloggers that hosted An Orla Affair. I can't wait to start doing some modification to this pattern. I know it's going to be an awesome stash buster. I've got loads of fabric in my stash that I don't have plans for, and this is going to help me cut down on those. My favorite modifications that I've seen so far were Rachel at Maker Style did a button down back instead of a zip closure, which I think looks quite vintage inspired and really cute. And Maddie from Maddie Made This did like a lace up front here, which is super on trend at the moment and gave it an entirely different feel. If you participated in An Orla Affair, please leave a link down in the comments to your Orla. I would love to see everyone's take on this great basic pattern. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and if you liked the video, please like the video. For daily outfits and behind the scenes, head over to Cotton by Candy on Instagram and follow me there, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! All in all, this is a really fast